Have you ever heard of a warrior so formidable he wielded two swords at once? A fighter so imposing that his enemies, the infidels of his time, gave him the nickname the Masked Giant? Today we're diving into the story of one of history's most extraordinary heroes. A man whose legend is as powerful as his faith. This isn't just a tale of battles and bravery. It's the story of a man whose legacy continues to inspire millions. This legendary figure is none other than Al-Zubayr ibn Al-Awwam. May Allah be pleased with him. His name echoes through the halls of history, not just as a warrior, but as a pillar of the early Muslim community. Imagine the scene on the battlefield. A towering figure, his face often covered, moving with a grace and power that defied belief. A sword in each hand. The mere sight of him was enough to send shivers down the spines of the most hardened fighters. They called him the Masked Giant, out of a mixture of fear and awe, recognizing the immense strength and powerful build that made him a true force of nature. It was said that he was so tall and powerfully built that when he sat astride his horse, a war horse chosen for its own strength and size, his feet could almost brush the ground. This physical presence was matched only by his unwavering courage and his unparalleled skill in combat. He wasn't just a brawler. He was one of the most skilled swordsmen the world has ever seen. The ability to fight with two swords simultaneously is a feat that requires incredible coordination, strength, and a sharp mind. Qualities Al-Zubayr possessed in abundance. But who was the man behind the mask and the swords? Al-Zubayr ibn Al-Awwam was far more than just a warrior. He holds one of the most esteemed positions in Islamic history. He was one of the Ashara Mubashara, the 10 companions who were personally given the glad tidings of paradise by the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, during their lifetime. This alone speaks volumes about his character, his devotion, and his standing in the eyes of the Prophet and Allah. His journey into Islam began early. He was one of the very first to embrace the message, accepting Islam when he was just a teenager. This was a time of great persecution and danger for the early Muslims in Mecca. To declare one's faith meant facing ridicule, ostracism, and physical harm. Yet, the young Al-Zubayr stood firm, his conviction unshakable. His conversion was a testament to his courage and his immediate recognition of the truth in the Prophet's message. He didn't wait. He didn't hesitate. He was among the pioneers. Furthermore, Al-Zubayr shared a close family bond with the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. His mother, Safiya bint Abd al-Muttalib, was the Prophet's paternal aunt, making Al-Zubayr his first cousin. This close relationship was deepened by his marriage to Asma bint Abi Bakr, the daughter of Abu Bakr al-Siddiq, the Prophet's closest friend and the first caliph of Islam. These family ties placed him at the very heart of the nascent Muslim community, witnessing its struggles and triumphs from the front lines. One of the most beautiful titles bestowed upon him came directly from the Prophet himself. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, once said, "Every prophet has a disciple, and my disciple is Al-Zubayr." In Arabic, the word is Hawari, which means a devoted follower, a sincere supporter, a confidant. To be named the disciple of the final prophet is an honor without parallel. It signifies a level of trust, loyalty, and dedication that set Al-Zubayr apart. It showed that the Prophet saw in him not just a cousin or a warrior, but a soul completely devoted to the cause of Islam. This devotion was evident in every aspect of his life. He participated in all the major battles alongside the Prophet, from Badr to Uhud to the Trench and beyond. His bravery was legendary. During the Battle of the Trench, when the Muslims were besieged and a sense of fear began to creep into the camp, the Prophet asked, "Who will go and bring me news of the enemy?" 3 times he asked, and 3 times it was Al-Zubayr who stood up and said, "I will, O Messenger of Allah." It was on this occasion that the Prophet declared him his disciple. Think about that for a moment. In a moment of extreme tension and danger, when others hesitated, Al-Zubayr volunteered without a second thought. This wasn't reckless bravado. It was a calculated act of faith and courage, a desire to serve and protect the Prophet and the community at any cost. This is the spirit of the Hawari. His exploits weren't limited to the battles during the Prophet's lifetime. After the Prophet's passing, Al-Zubayr continued to be a pillar of the Muslim state. He was a key commander in the early Islamic conquests, playing a crucial role in the liberation of lands like Egypt. His strategic mind and his battlefield prowess were instrumental in these campaigns. He was the one who would lead daring charges, scaling fortress walls when others thought it impossible, turning the tide of battles with his sheer will and courage. Yet despite his fame as a warrior and his high status, Al-Zubayr was known for his humility and generosity. He was an incredibly wealthy merchant, but he spent his wealth freely in the path of Allah. He was known to support widows, orphans, and the needy, and he freed numerous slaves. He understood that his wealth was a trust from Allah, and he used it to build his legacy not in this world, but in the hereafter. He saw his worldly success as a means to an end, the end being the pleasure of his Creator. His life story is a rich tapestry woven with threads of courage, faith, loyalty, and sacrifice. He was the masked giant who struck fear into the hearts of his enemies, but he was also the devoted disciple who brought comfort to the heart of his prophet. He was the two-sworded warrior on the battlefield and the generous philanthropist in the marketplace. He was a man promised paradise, who lived his life every day earning that promise. The story of Al-Zubayr ibn Al-Awwam teaches us that true strength isn't just physical. It's the strength of conviction, the strength to stand for truth when it's difficult, the strength to be loyal, and the strength to be generous. He shows us that a person can be both a fierce protector of their faith and a compassionate member of their community. His life is a blueprint for excellence, a reminder of what a human being can achieve when their heart is firmly connected to their Creator. So, the next time you hear about legendary warriors, remember the companion who fought with two swords. Remember the man nicknamed the Masked Giant. But more importantly, remember Al-Zubayr ibn Al-Awwam, the disciple of the Prophet, a man whose greatness was not just in his hands that held the swords, but in the heart that held an ocean of faith. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the past. I hope you found the story of this incredible companion as inspiring as I do. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the giants of our history, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next video. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.